This is the new Porsche 911, the latest generation 992.2. But is this the best 911 ever?
Now, this is the most iconic sports car in the world, which has stuck to a tried and tested formula for over 60 years. So you would expect an evolution, but this time it's quite different, because not since Porsche made the water-cooled 996 have we seen such a radical change, and that change is a hybrid powertrain, a turbo hybrid powertrain. That's why the name T-Hybrid.
The latest 992.2 Gen includes the standard Carrera Coupe, the Carrera and Carrera 4 GTS Coupe, the Targa 4 GTS and the GTS Cabrio. The GTS variant is the sweet spot in Porsche's range, but traditionally it's always introduced towards the end of the model life cycle. But this time, Porsche isn't saving the best for last, and for the first time the 911 GTS is available at launch. And why not? Because it's only the GTS that comes with the groundbreaking hybrid powertrain, which has ushered in a new era for Porsche.
Let's take a look under the skin. What's the tech that's gone into it?
The heart of the new 911 GTS T-Hybrid is an all-new 485 horsepower 3.6-litre flat-six boosted with a single electric turbo. And there's a compact electric motor mounted to the 8-speed PDK gearbox that produces 56 horsepower and is driven by a 1.9 kilowatt-hour battery. Total power is 541 horsepower and 610 Newton meters of torque. There's also a motor in the electric turbo that spools up the turbocharger instantly, and this has effectively killed turbo lag. The GTS's hybrid system is quite unique because there's no electric-only driving, and in fact there's no talk of fuel efficiency or lower CO2. The whole idea is to maximize performance with minimal weight. The GTS is just 50 kilos heavier than its predecessor.
So that was the revolutionary tech under the skin, but let's have a quick look at the design. And honestly, the beauty of the is that it hasn't strayed far from that original concept. It still looks beautiful, beautifully evolved. The difference with the T-Hybrid is in the front, you've got these 5 vertical slats. Now basically this is for extra cooling. You have bigger intakes over here because the hybrid power system, it generates a lot more heat, so needs a lot more cooling. And these flaps are movable, so when it's wet it shuts, or when extra cooling is not required it shuts as well. I'm not too sure I like them, but they are distinctive, and this is one thing that sets the T-Hybrid from the regular 911.
There are subtle changes too, like the new bumpers and lights. You can see the headlights have all the lighting functions, including the turn indicators, integrated into them.
Let's take a quick look at the back as well, because there are some differences here between the T-Hybrid and the regular 992.2, which is a normal turbo petrol. You've got these twin exhausts which are closer stacked together, so that's another differentiating item. Now the interior of the 992.2, it's again an evolution, but there is one big change, something that is radical, something that's revolutionary, and something that Porsche purists may not like. The instrument cluster, it's now all digital, and that analog tachometer which took pride of place has now gone. And I'm not sure whether purists will like that, but the truth is, purists are now very few, and Porsche has to appeal to a wider audience in the US and China. And to be honest, the digital display gives a lot more flexibility. You can configure it the way you want.
You can rotate the rev counter so the red line is at 12 o'clock, switch to the classic 5-dial view, or replace all the dials with a giant navigation map. The new infotainment system is the same as you get in the Cayenne or Panamera, and geeks will just love the screen showing the hybrid powertrain stats. Another big change is that the small rear seats are not standard in the 911. and this makes it a two-seater. But purists need not fret. You can put back the seats as a no-cost option.
So how well does all this tech work? How does the new T Hybrid drive? Well, I'm here at the Ascari circuit in southern Spain. It's an absolutely beautiful day. This track is absolutely fantastic, and I'm gonna take this for some hot laps and tell you what it's like. The first thing that hits you is the response. This engine is absolutely incredible. Zero turbo lag, absolutely none at all. It's just, look at that, you just floor it and it just rockets forward. It is so responsive. Oh my God.
There's an EV-like thrust off the line, and the engine pulls in an incredibly linear way all the way to 7,500 RPM. By supercar standards, the GTS isn't that powerful. 541 horsepower isn't that much, but it feels much faster than even the scant 3-second 0 to 100 claim. It's beyond 200 clicks that the GTS will start losing ground to more powerful supercars. But here on the track, it's top dog until the GT3s start coming along.
And listen to that sound. It is different, I have to say, but it sounds glorious. You've got a little bit of whine from all those electrical systems, but otherwise, it is just magnificent.
In fact, the T Hybrid sounds so much better than the standard 3-litre twin-turbo 911, which is muted in comparison. The standard 394 horsepower 911 is slower too by around 9 seconds on the Nürburgring. And driving it here on the Ascari track, I was struggling to keep up with the GTSs.
And the handling now are very sharp handlers, but this one, the GTS, it's a scalpel. It's got a deliciously pointy front end. The rear wheel steering makes it so agile. You can just dive into corners. It just flicks from apex to apex with incredible agility.
And giving it that extra bit of agility is a faster steering rack. Grip is simply phenomenal too. Like all 911s, the rear is absolutely riveted to the tarmac. And more so with the GTS, which has fatter 315mm tires at the back.
This car is going to change your concept of hybrids. In fact, it's not the kind of hybrid you think it is. It doesn't run on electric power. It's not about efficiency. It's all about going as fast as possible in a car that is as light as possible. In fact, the reason Porsche have gone hybrid, it's really not so much about CO2. It's because of a new regulation where all engines have to be fixed at lambda 1. That is the perfect air-fuel mixture. Now, very difficult to achieve in normal engines, but with a hybrid, you get that possibility, that flexibility. So this engine is on the perfect air-fuel mixture ratio all the time. And for all practical purposes, you just don't feel this is a hybrid. You just feel that this is a car that has been taken to different heights, be it the handling, be it the throttle response, or be it even the brakes. The ceramic brakes are just incredible. And here on the Ascari circuit here in Spain, they are just something else. This car is going to change your concept of hybrids.
And away from the Ascari circuit and into the surrounding hills, the new 911 GTS Cabrio continued to astound. It feels like a precision tool, responding instantly to the tiniest of steering inputs. One thing on these narrow roads is that you are conscious of the rear end, which tends to get fatter and wider with every new 911 generation. The grip is mind-blowing, but even more incredible is the ride quality. How the hell does Porsche find that magical balance? And magic is what the GTS is. Not only has it redefined hybrids, it has redefined the iconic 911. The hybrid powertrain hasn't diluted the 911's driving experience one bit. In fact, it's enhanced it. 911 loyalists can now breathe a sigh of relief. Go ahead and sign that check.